Welcome to Against the Spread right here on YouTube. Us from Sportsnet going to get you set for all of your NFL picks. Well, actually, he's going to get you set for all of them online at sportsnet.ca. Check that out. We're going to do the big 5 games. And really this week, there's a big one. NFC title rematch, who we thought these teams might meet in the NFC title again this year. Not looking so good. The public is 50-50 on this right now. And the Vikings are -3 favorites. Who do you like?
I like the Eagles, but I think it's going to be much closer than what we saw last January in the NFC title game. And I think the main reason is because the Eagles are really struggling on the back end of the defense. They gave up a lot of big plays against the Titans, including a 4th and 15 in overtime that really killed the momentum for the Eagles. With Adam Thielen and Stephon Diggs and Kirk Cousins finally working it in Minnesota, I think they'll be able to rack up a lot of yards, and it'll be a high-scoring but close game. Really, the difference for me is home field advantage. The Eagles are 11-1 at home since the start of last season, including the playoffs and that NFC title win over the Vikings last year, so I like Philly by 3.
These two teams, for me, I'm sure for you as well, have been impossible to figure out. We thought for sure the Vikings were going to destroy the Bills. They got destroyed by the Bills. We thought for sure the Eagles were going to cover against the Colts. They won but didn't cover. I look at the Vikings and I'm thinking they were winless in the last 3. They can't lose 4 straight, can they? I think they win outright. I think they cover. I think these are two teams that are going to bounce back in the second half of the year. They're both playoff teams, and I think the Vikings win this one. We talk about, when we're dealing with these spreads, places that are tough to play, and historically that has been Seattle, but this is a new era. The Rams going into Seattle as -7 favorites, and 69% of the public is willing to take that touchdown. Are you?
I'm really torn on this game because you see what the Rams can do on offense. They move the ball so well. They take shots. Geoff is playing out of his mind right now. So you think a touchdown is a no-brainer, but it's Seattle at home. They haven't been this big of an underdog since the Beastquake game 9 years ago or 8 years ago. So this goes against everything that I have believed in for the last decade, but I have to go with the Rams. Seattle hasn't moved the ball well on offense. Russell Wilson hasn't thrown for more than 250 yards yet this season, and they just lost their best player on defense in Earl Thomas, so I got to go with the Rams.
I think the key words you said there are best player. When I look at these two teams, when I look at the best players, Earl Thomas, as you mentioned, hurt, not playing. Russell Wilson has been running for his life. If you look at the best players on this team, first of all, you have a lot to choose from. There are a lot of really good players, but Aaron Donald is going to be chasing Russell Wilson against a not very good offensive line, and Jared Goff is playing the best football in this division from a quarterback than we've seen in a long time. 7 is a lot, but the Rams tend to blow people out. I like the Rams winning this. This is a really juicy matchup. Great defense with Jacksonville, great offense with KC. KC is the favorite at -3, and actually 58% of the public like the Chiefs. Who do you like?
I'm going to go against the public in this one, and it comes down to defense. Defense is going to win out here. We saw on Monday night against the Broncos that the Chiefs could be slowed down, that Mahomes could be corralled, and the Jags won't make the same mistakes late in a game like the Broncos did, and I think they could cause a lot of frustrations for Jacksonville. A key to this, though, is Blake Bortles playing like he did last week or 3 weeks ago. He can't play like he did in that Titans game. I think he'll have an easier time with the Chiefs, who have given up more yards than anybody in the NFL, and that's why I like the Jags to win on the road.
Yeah, if we see the Blake Bortles who killed the Patriots, we'll probably see a Jags win, and he might, because the Chiefs, as good as their offense is, 36.3 points a game, only giving up 5 sacks. Their defense is giving up 452 yards of offense a game. I think Blake, even if they don't have Fournette in the backfield, has a big day, and I like the Jaguars in this one. We said this is a really tough week to figure out. These are two tough teams to figure out. Both franchises have been Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Pittsburgh -3 favorites, but 58% of the public with the Falcons. Who are you with?
I tend to agree here. I don't know who needs this win more. Both of these teams have had really bad luck. The Falcons on defense have been decimated, and they've given up more points than they've scored, but their offense is playing miraculously.
Yeah.
They've scored 73 points over the last 2 games. They haven't turned the ball over. They've lost both games. But the reason I'm going to go with the Falcons is because of the problems the Steelers are having. They're not good on defense. They're really struggling on offense. They could use a running game.
Yeah.
So even though they're at home, I'm going to go with the Falcons. And I feel pretty confident in the pick.
Yeah, to me, it's the Falcons. To me, it's all about that running game or lack thereof with Pittsburgh. Everyone was singing the praises of James Conner early on. Well, after week 1, he's only averaging 42 yards per game as their offense and 2.8 yards per carry. The killer bees, and we're talking about Bell being with Brown and Big Ben, 41-19 together, only 14-16-1 when they aren't. They aren't this week, so I'm going hard on the Falcons. If you've been watching this all year, you know that I swore I am not picking the Buffalo Bills again, and I am a man of my word. I'm sorry, Bills Mafia. 3.5, not scaring me. I am going with the Titans. Who are you going with?
I can't figure this team out, the Bills. Every time I pick with them, they lose. Every time I pick against them, they win.
Same.
Despite all that, though, I'm going to stick with the Bills here. I like home underdogs, especially with 3.5.
Right.
Means the Titans could win by a field goal, and we still got it. So I'm going to go with the Bills.
Survivor pick time, and I don't believe in picking a Survivor team on the road. Having said that, I'm taking the Rams. In Seattle, they're my lock. They're my favorite to win. They are my Survivor pick.
I'm going to go with the Panthers, and this just comes down to the run game. The Panthers, even though they've only played 3 games, are the 7th-ranked rushing team already. Cam Newton is back. Christian McCaffrey looks great. And the Giants just got torched by Alvin Kamara for 3 touchdowns and 140 yards. So that's what it comes down to.